We have been talking about the invasion of Yugoslavia for over 13 episodes now. And what is the outcome of this deadly conflict? That's what we'll be talking about in today's episode of World War II in the Eyes of the Beholder. We have gone through a lot of episodes about what all these invading powers have, what they're doing, and how they did it. But in today's episode, we turn to the ending. So we all know that on April 6th, 1941, Germany, Italy, Hungary, Romania, and Bulgaria all invade Yugoslavia. And this is through different routes using different machines and mechanized support. Now let's get into it. Yugoslavia chose the hard way to fight Germany, which resulted in a swift and inevitable defeat and occupation by the Axis powers. On the 13th and 14th of April, the Yugoslav High Command had already decided to seek an armistice. The Yugoslav High Command encouraged the field units and army commanders to seek local ceasefires and surrenders. This would make it easier and, maybe they could keep something and would give the Allies a benefit in the invasion of Greece or any other invasions in the Balkans. But there was a problem. The 2nd and the 5th Army commanders and armies asked for the surrender terms, but the German units that were around these or were closest did not accept the invitation, or they did not want surrender. They did not accept the messages. They wanted unconditional surrender if surrender did happen. After trying this, the 5th and 2nd Armies went to the High Command for the 1st Panzer Group to ask the conditions for an armistice. After trying this, the 5th and 2nd Armies went to the High Command for the 1st Panzer Group to ask for conditions and or what would have to happen for an armistice or surrender. General von Kleist of the German 1st Panzer Group asked the 2nd Army's commanders, von Winchels, to meet him in Belgrade for surrender terms. The armistice was made and heavily lent towards unconditional surrender. This document was made on the 15th of April, 9 days after the start of the invasion. That was a pretty quick fall. On the 16th, the Yugoslav delegate was moved to Belgrade, but he did not have the authority to sign the official surrender documents. So a draft and a plane was given to him to fly one authorized military personnel to Belgrade to sign the surrender documents. He was not official. He could not sign the documents. The documents were signed by Foreign Minister Alkis Sinzor Marnvokek and Yugoslav General Rojvalak Zhengozis. The document asking for unconditional surrender of all Yugoslav field troops was signed on the 17th of April, just 11 days after the invasion started. The document was signed and would come into act the next day at noon. At the signing, the Hungarians and Bulgarians were only represented by liaison officers. Hungary and Bulgaria could not sign this treaty because they were not officially at war with Yugoslavia. But the Italian representative, Colonel Luigi Buffoni, signed the treaty after noting that some terms are valid for the Italian army. And Wikipedia has some reasons why this is just an easier concept, reasons why Yugoslavia may have fallen so quickly. But ultimately, I want you to figure it out. We have put out 13 episodes in the invasion of Yugoslavia, and if you look back at them and study and go to different resources, you can find why Yugoslavia, and in part the Allies, failed in this invasion. But this is what Wikipedia has to say. Scholars have proposed a number of theories for the Royal Yugoslav Army's sudden collapse, including poor training and equipment, generals eager to secure a quick secession of hostiles, and a seizable Croatian, Slovenian, and German fifth column. And we talked about German fifth column. You can go back and look at that. After the surrender, Yugoslavia was supposedly divided against Germany, Hungary, Italy, and Bulgaria, with most of Serbia becoming occupied by Germany. The Italians backed Croatian fascist leader HOLOCAUST declared an independent state of Croatia before the invasion was even over. Many Serbian nationalists blamed the loss on the fifth column. Croats who stood to gain from Italian and German rule, ignoring the primary failure of the Yugoslav army and its almost entirely Serbian leadership. Many Croatian nationalists blamed Belgrade, politicians, and the inadequacy of the Serbian-dominated army. And if you take all these specific points and you take everything and combine it, it's a huge loss in money, men, weapons, and just very disappointing and a big damage to Yugoslav morale. And this is the less sad part, but the next part will bring tears, at least to those who have memories or are related to the people that sacrificed their lives for Yugoslavia, on either side. But in that, this will end this week. Yugoslavia has seen some turn of hands recently, and unfortunately, this will end the rule of the Royal Yugoslav army and political system. As we know now, Yugoslavia will be taken by the Russians later in the war, and then, sadly, will break apart. And you can see that already now, a few days into the invasion and after the invasion, that they are already splitting. But for now, we can enjoy the happy holidays and New Year. What was something that you got for Christmas that you really enjoyed? Comment down below with your favorite Christmas gift. I know mine was this bad boy. Look how thick that is. It's like inch thick. Anyway, I'm going to be learning some of that. And if you can't tell, I got this new shirt. And that are some things to look forward to. History is a way that we can learn from. If we learn how to adapt and keep peace, and if we are at war, learn how to fight it better, quicker, and with less lives lost, then we can ultimately have a better life with more peace. And that is what the world or humanity or this next generation is trying to do. And for all of you dedicated watchers, there are some changes going on. This episode of World War II has changed. This channel is now posting less videos. As you may have known, it's been over a week since I posted my last video. The invasion of Yugoslavia was really fun, but as of right now, I have no idea what I'm doing next. So research, asking people what I should do next is coming up. So if you have any ideas, comment below and I will make sure to respond to that. And now for some explanations. My other channel, World War II Productions, or was changed from World War II IEBplus, is posting really cool World War II skits. So you can click down in the description for the link to my channel, my new one. So I will be posting regular episodes on that channel. So if you like this content, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.